Win by the power of self-awareness. There's a truth that most people ignore: no one is coming to save you. Your life will only begin to change the moment you take full responsibility and place all your energy where it belongs, on you. Every dream you hold, every goal you hope to reach, every version of the future you imagine depends on one thing: your ability to focus entirely on yourself. Not in a selfish way, but in a disciplined, determined, and intentional way. No distractions. No excuses. No waiting for motivation or permission. You have to build yourself so strong that no failure can break you, and no rejection can stop you. Life rewards those who master themselves, not those who complain, not those who procrastinate, and certainly not those who wait for someone else to fix their problems. Winners are relentless. Their vision is clear. Their discipline is unshakable. They focus on the path ahead, on building their own strength, until they succeed. And if you don't do that for yourself, no one else will. This could be the moment you finally stop looking outward and start building the life you deserve, from the inside out. Chapter 1: Focus fully on building your strongest self. Every single day is a chance to work on the most important project of your life, you. You cannot afford to take days off from becoming stronger, smarter, and more disciplined. Life doesn't slow down or pause for anyone. Every day you waste, every moment you let pass without investing in yourself, pushes you further away from the life you want and deeper into a life you never asked for. Most people never succeed simply because they never stay focused on themselves long enough. They're too busy watching others, comparing, scrolling, and waiting. But the best gift you can give yourself is daily commitment, a commitment to growth, wisdom, strength, and discipline. Not once in a while. Not just when you feel inspired. Every single day. It starts small. Read instead of scrolling. Move your body instead of making excuses. Eat to fuel yourself, not to numb yourself. Sit down and set real goals instead of avoiding the uncomfortable work. These tiny daily choices are the bricks that build your strongest self. You have to keep going even when no one is watching, when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when nothing seems to be working. That's when the real growth happens. Strength is built in silence. In the struggle. In the absence of applause. You must be the one who shows up for yourself consistently. No waiting for motivation, it's not coming. You are the motivation. Focus is your superpower. In a world designed to steal your attention, you must protect it fiercely. Your attention is what builds your life. What you focus on, you become. When you focus on building your strongest self, everything else in your life begins to level up: your health, your relationships, your finances, your confidence. The beauty of this journey: you'll discover that winning wasn't the real reward. Who you became along the way, that's the true victory. So start today. Then show up again tomorrow. Stack your wins, one day at a time. Build yourself, brick by brick. This is how you win, by choosing yourself consistently, no matter what. Chapter 2: Train your mind to silence the noise. Every single day, the world throws distractions at you. Opinions fly from every direction. People tell you what you should be doing, who you should become, and how you should live. Social media screams for your attention. Friends and family offer advice, even when you didn't ask. The world is loud, and if you're not careful, that noise will drown out the one voice that matters most, your own. Training your mind to block out the noise isn't optional, it's essential. You only have so much mental energy, and if you spend it all trying to please everyone, trying to be everything to everyone, there will be nothing left for you. You'll end up exhausted, disconnected from your purpose, and filled with self-doubt. Your confidence will crumble. Your dreams will fade. Your focus will disappear. Not because you weren't capable, but because you were distracted. You have to become fiercely protective of your mind. Treat it like your most valuable asset, because it is. No one else can do this for you. No one else will fight to protect your peace, your focus, your clarity. That responsibility belongs to you alone. And if you want to create a future you're proud of, you must rise above the noise. Understand this: opinions don't build your life, your actions do. Criticism doesn't pay your bills, your discipline does. Other people's doubt doesn't shape your future, your belief in yourself does. The moment you start prioritizing everyone else's opinion over your own vision, you lose power. You lose clarity. You begin shrinking yourself to fit someone else's expectations. That is how greatness dies, not from lack of ability, but from lack of focus. Training your mind means building inner strength. It means developing the kind of clarity that cannot be shaken by outside voices. It's not about arrogance, it's about knowing who you are and where you're going. When you're rooted in your purpose, nothing and no one can pull you off course. Chapter 3: Start by getting clear on your priorities. When you know what you're working toward, it becomes easy to recognize the noise. If it doesn't serve your growth, it's noise. If it doesn't feed your purpose, it's noise. If it drains your energy, distracts your mind, or pulls you off course, it's noise. Let it go. You have to be aggressive about your focus. Guard it like your future depends on it, because it does. Eliminate the distractions: gossip, negativity, jealousy, comparison, fear. Refuse to explain yourself to those committed to misunderstanding you. Stop trying to prove your worth to people who aren't even chasing their own dreams. That's not your job. Your job is to protect your vision. Your job is to train your mind to stay focused when the world is screaming for your attention. This is how you build mental strength, not by pretending the noise doesn't exist, but by recognizing it for what it is: irrelevant, unnecessary, unworthy of your attention. You learn to say, "I hear it, but it's not for me." You learn to keep your eyes on the goal, even when it feels like the world is pulling you in every direction. You learn to stand firm in your truth, even when you stand alone. And there is great freedom in this. When you no longer need the world's approval, you are free. When you stop seeking permission, you move faster. When you stop apologizing for your ambition, you rise. Every time you choose focus over noise, you strengthen your mind. You sharpen your edge. You prepare yourself for challenges most people won't survive, because most people are too distracted to even show up. But not you. You are building a mind that can walk through chaos and still see the path. You are learning how to carry peace in the storm. You are becoming someone who does not bend every time the wind shifts. And in that strength lies your power. When the critics talk, keep walking. When the doubts come, keep building. When the distractions multiply, double your focus. The world will always have something to say. The question is, will you listen, or will you keep moving? Silencing the noise is a daily choice. It is a skill. It is a discipline. It requires awareness, commitment, and relentless clarity. But it's worth it, because a focused mind is unstoppable. A disciplined mind is rare. And in a world built to scatter your attention, focus is your superpower. The stronger your mind, the clearer your life becomes. You move with purpose. You act with intention. You stop chasing applause and start chasing progress. You stop seeking approval and start building results. You stop reacting to every opinion and start responding to your own inner voice. That voice, that calm, focused, unshakable voice, is your guide. Trust it. Train it. And protect it. Because when your mind is right, your life will follow. Ignore the noise. Focus on the goal. Keep showing up. Keep believing. Keep building. Your future depends on it. Chapter 4: Show up for yourself every single day. If you want something real to happen in your life, lasting transformation, meaningful success, the fulfillment of your dreams, there's one non-negotiable: you must show up for yourself every single day. Not just when it's convenient. Not only when you're feeling motivated. Every single day. Because the life you're chasing isn't built on rare sparks of excitement or bursts of energy. It's built through daily dedication. It's shaped in the moments when no one is cheering, when no spotlight is shining, when it would be easier to stay in bed or push things off until later. Real change begins when you choose to show up, even on the days when it's hard, when it's dull, when you'd rather do anything else. Most people don't fail because they lack talent, intelligence, or even opportunity. They fail because they are inconsistent. They give their all on Monday, but by Friday they've disappeared. They make progress for a week, only to fall off for a month. They show up when things are easy, but retreat the moment life demands more. But you can't live like that and expect to win. If you truly want to grow, if you want a life that reflects your potential, you have to become someone you can count on. You have to keep the promises you make to yourself. When you say you'll do something, do it. When you set a goal, chase it relentlessly, without needing a reminder, a reward, or applause. The world doesn't reward intentions. It rewards consistency. Doors open for those who stay in the fight. Success follows those who keep moving, even when progress feels slow, invisible, or uncertain. Every time you show up, you're casting a vote for the person you're becoming. And that vote matters. When you show up consistently, you begin to build a type of self-respect that no one can take from you. You stop relying on outside validation to feel worthy because you know you're doing the work. You start to recognize your own value, not because someone else told you, but because you proved it to yourself, over and over again. And here's the truth: showing up doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't mean getting it all right. It simply means being present and making progress, even when it's hard. Even when the results are invisible. Even when it feels like you're standing still. One small step is better than no step at all. There will be days when everything in you screams to quit. When your bed feels heavier. When your excuses get louder. When you question if the effort is worth it. Those days matter the most. They're the testing ground, the place where dreamers are separated from doers. Chapter 5: Train yourself to be reliable, not just to others but to yourself. Become the person who doesn't break their own promises. Because if you can't trust yourself, everything else will crumble. You'll doubt your goals. You'll abandon your vision. You'll lose faith in what's possible. But every time you show up, even when it's hard, you build trust. You add another brick to the foundation of your future. Over time, that trust becomes unshakable. Over time, you stop needing willpower because showing up becomes part of who you are. It becomes your identity. You can't expect results without showing up. You can't expect growth without discipline. And you can't expect transformation without relentless effort. Dreams require more than desire, they require consistent action. Not just once. Not just on good days. But every single day. The ones who succeed aren't always the most talented. They're the ones who kept going when everyone else got tired. They practiced when nobody was watching. They stayed committed when nothing seemed to be happening. That's what it takes. Every day you wake up is another blank page. You are writing the story of your life through your choices. What kind of story are you writing? One of excuses or one of perseverance? A story filled with regrets or one filled with pride? You owe it to your future self, the one you've dreamed about. You owe it to the younger version of you, the one who believed you could become someone great. You owe it to the person you're becoming. And no, it doesn't always have to be grand or dramatic. Sometimes showing up means turning off distractions and quietly working toward your goal. Sometimes it means choosing one better habit today than yesterday. Sometimes it just means giving your best, even when you feel like you have nothing left. Small wins are still wins. The only way you fail is if you stop showing up. The only way you lose is if you decide it's no longer worth fighting for. There will be good days and hard days. Days when you're full of energy and days when you're emotionally numb. But none of that matters if you keep going. Build the habit. Lay the brick. Stack the days. Because what you do daily is what shapes your future. It's easy to show up when you're winning, when others are cheering. But the real power is in showing up when no one sees, when no one claps, when the work feels thankless. That's where strength is built. That's where champions are forged. If you can master the art of showing up daily, there is nothing you can't build. You can transform your body, your mindset, your finances, your entire life. It starts with one choice: to show up for yourself today. And then again tomorrow. And again the day after. No one else can do it for you. No one else can clock the hours, carry the burden, or climb the mountain. It has to be you. You have to look in the mirror and say, "Today, I didn't quit. Today, I chose growth over comfort. Today, I kept going." There is no secret. No shortcut. Chapter 6, Own Your Life, No Blame, Just Responsibility. There comes a moment in everyone's life when a decision must be made. Are you going to keep pointing fingers, or are you going to take full ownership of your future? Until you stop blaming others and start owning your life, you'll stay stuck. You'll stay powerless. True progress begins the moment you say, "This is on me." Blaming others is easy. It offers temporary relief, a sense of comfort. It lets you believe that your failures aren't your fault. But blame is costly. Every time you blame someone else, you give away your power to change your situation. You hand control of your life to someone else. As long as it's someone else's fault, you'll stay exactly where you are. Ownership means taking full responsibility for your choices, habits, mindset, and outcomes. It doesn't mean beating yourself up, it means realizing you have the power to make new choices starting today. You are not stuck. You are not too far gone. You are simply at a crossroads, and it's time to choose progress over excuses. When you stop seeing yourself as a victim and start acting like a leader of your own life, everything changes. Obstacles become challenges to grow through. Mistakes become lessons. Setbacks become fuel. You can't rewrite your past, but you can shape your future. And it starts by accepting that it's up to you now, not anyone else. The strongest people are the ones who stopped blaming a long time ago. They don't complain about how unfair life is. They don't sit and wait for conditions to get better. They work with what they have. They move forward with clarity and consistency. They know that success is built, not given. Real ownership also requires honesty. You have to admit when you've let fear hold you back. You have to acknowledge when you've been lazy, distracted, or inconsistent, not to shame yourself, but to improve. Growth begins with the truth. It's also about protecting your energy. Not every argument deserves a reply. Not every distraction needs your attention. Guard your peace. Create boundaries. Design an environment that supports your goals. Eliminate the noise, turn off the distractions, and take back your focus. Focus isn't found, it's built. It's built through discipline, through saying no to things that waste your time, and yes to things that build your future. You might have to miss out on some trends, ignore some conversations, and turn down some invitations, but what you'll gain is worth it: clarity, confidence, and momentum. And don't just remove outer distractions, silence the inner ones too. Fear of failure. Doubt. Worrying what others think. These are all mental thieves. Learn to refocus your mind and remind yourself, "This is not helping me." Then, return to your mission. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be responsible. It might not be your fault that life hit you hard, but it's your responsibility to get back up. That's where your power is, in the decision to take full control of your path, no matter what. Own your life. No blame. Just action. That's how you change everything. Chapter 7, Push Yourself Harder When You Feel Like Quitting. There will always come a point in the journey when quitting feels easier than continuing. It doesn't matter how big your dreams are or how motivated you were at the start, there will be days when your energy is low, your progress feels invisible, and doubt whispers louder than hope. Those are the defining moments. That's when your future is decided, not by how you feel, but by how you respond. Everyone reaches that breaking point. Everyone hears the voice that says, "It's too much," or "Just give up." But not everyone chooses to push through. The truth is, the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who don't isn't talent, it's perseverance. Most people back off when the pressure rises. They look for an escape when discomfort sets in. But those who reach the top are the ones who dig deep when it's hardest. Your feelings are temporary. They come and go like the weather. But the decisions you make when things are hard can shape your life forever. Your future doesn't care how you feel, it cares what you do. Success isn't about convenience. It's about commitment. When your inner fire dims, that's not a signal to quit, it's a call to rise. Pushing harder isn't about pretending things are easy. It's about recognizing that pain and struggle are part of the process. It's about using resistance as a sign that you're growing. Growth only happens when you move beyond what's comfortable. Every champion faced a moment where stopping would have been easier, but they didn't. They refused to let pain or fatigue write the final chapter. You must train yourself to fight beyond the wall, to go one step further when your body says stop. Your mind must be stronger than your feelings. Your loyalty must lie with your goals, not your comfort. Comfort will deceive you. It will tempt you to abandon your progress in exchange for temporary relief. But every time you choose comfort over courage, you step further away from the life you're building. There's always a moment in every great pursuit where quitting seems like the easiest choice. That moment is the gate between dreaming and achieving. If you can hold the line right there, if you can summon the strength to keep moving when everything in you wants to stop, you'll unlock a version of yourself you've never met before. You must build the habit of going just one more round. One more rep, one more hour. One more step. Those one mores are where greatness is born. No one can do this part for you. No one can push for you. This is where you save yourself. This is where you prove that your goals are worth the pain. Every time you push through, you gain something priceless: strength, discipline, resilience. You create a foundation that won't crumble under pressure. The winners aren't superhuman. They're just the ones who refuse to quit. So don't fold. Don't stop. Don't give up. You are closer than you think. Push harder, your future is waiting. Chapter 8: Trust your process, even when results are invisible. There will be seasons in your journey where you give everything, your time, energy, focus, and still see no visible results. You wake up early, go to bed late, and pour yourself into your goals. Yet, despite the effort, it feels like nothing is moving. This is where most people give up. Not because they aren't capable, but because they lose faith when the rewards don't come fast enough. But real growth starts long before success becomes visible. The transformation happens in silence, behind the scenes. Just because you can't see results yet doesn't mean progress isn't happening. Trusting your process means choosing belief over doubt. It means continuing to work, to show up, to stay disciplined, even when there's no applause. It's easy to stay committed when progress is obvious. It's much harder when it feels like you're running in place. But that's the true test. Most people don't fail because they weren't talented, they fail because they didn't wait long enough. They planted seeds, but they didn't stay long enough to see the harvest. The ones who succeed are those who stay loyal to the process. They trust that their effort is not being wasted. They believe that each rep, each study session, each small discipline choice is stacking up to build something real, even if no one sees it yet. The work you do in silence is never wasted. The energy you pour into growth is never lost. There will be days when doubt screams louder than belief. Days when you question your goals. Days when you wonder if you're being foolish. But those are the days when trust matters most. Trust keeps you grounded when your emotions try to pull you off course. It takes strength to keep working in the dark. It takes courage to stay faithful to a vision that hasn't shown itself yet. Think of a seed buried in the soil. For weeks, nothing appears on the surface. But beneath the ground, something powerful is happening, roots are growing, foundations are forming. Then one day, the sprout breaks through. To others, it looks sudden. But you know it was the result of everything that came before. Your journey works the same way. You may not see changes today. You may not feel stronger this week. But if you keep showing up, keep building the right habits, your breakthrough will come. And when it does, it will be undeniable. Patience is not weakness. Patience is power. It's the choice to keep going when no one's watching. It's the wisdom to delay gratification because you understand that greatness takes time. You can't build something lasting overnight. Masterpieces are created in layers, over months and years. The invisible seasons, where nothing seems to change, are where your character is shaped. That's where your strength is built. That's where the real foundation is laid. And if you abandon the process during those quiet stretches, you forfeit the very growth that was taking place. So keep going. Stay consistent. Let others chase quick wins while you build something real. Trust the work, trust the vision, trust yourself. The results may not show yet, but they're coming. And when they do, they will be worth every silent, unseen effort you made. Chapter 9. Stay locked in on your vision until you win. When you begin chasing something greater, the world will test you. Distractions will arise, some disguised as good opportunities, others as obstacles meant to wear you down. The real challenge isn't just when things go wrong, but when things get messy and uncertain. That's why your vision must be stronger than your emotions. You need to lock into it so tightly that no setback, no failure, no delay can pull you off course. Your vision is not just a dream, it's the blueprint for the life you're building. It's not something you glance at once and forget. It's something you must carry with you daily, keep alive in your mind, and guard from the noise of the world. If you don't keep it front and center, life will bury it. The demands of the world will distract you, and the doubts in your mind will try to drown it out. Staying locked in means choosing your vision again and again, when you're tired, when you're discouraged, when easier paths appear, and when quitting seems convenient. Your vision must guide every choice you make. It should direct your time, your energy, your habits, and your attitude. Most people fail not because they lacked ability, but because they lost sight of their dreams when things got hard. They allowed fear to cloud their purpose. You must refuse to let that happen. Your vision must be more real to you than your current situation. You must believe in it so deeply that setbacks don't shake your faith. You must hold onto it so tightly that even if no one around you sees it, you still move forward without hesitation. It has to become part of who you are, not just something you talk about when you're inspired, but something you commit to even when you feel nothing at all. Every decision you make is either moving you closer to your vision or pulling you further away. Every hour, every conversation, every habit, it all matters. Staying locked in requires discipline. It means saying no to good things so you can say yes to the best things. It means rejecting comfort, ignoring the critics, and standing strong even when you're walking alone. People won't always understand. They'll question your choices, suggest safer routes, and wonder why you're still chasing something they can't see. But your belief cannot depend on their approval. You are building this life because it's the one you were made for. Anything less would be betraying your potential. There will be slow seasons. There will be painful setbacks. But those are the moments when your vision matters most. You have to see with your heart what your eyes can't yet confirm. You must guard your mind, protect your space, and refuse to let distractions blur your focus. Not every voice deserves your attention. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Setbacks are part of the journey. Failures are part of the process. But don't let them shrink your vision. Stay committed, not until it's hard, not until you're tired, but until you win. That's the mindset it takes. And when you get there, you'll know every sacrifice was worth it. Stay locked in. Stay unbreakable. Until you win. Chapter 10. Rise again every time you fall. Life will knock you down, there's no avoiding it. It doesn't matter how strong you are, how well you plan, or how positive your mindset may be. Sooner or later, you'll face disappointment, setbacks, and moments where everything feels uncertain. Plans will fall apart. Confidence will crumble. You'll feel lost. But the mark of true strength isn't in never falling, it's in your willingness to rise again, every single time. Falling doesn't make you a failure. Staying down does. Every person who's achieved something meaningful, whether a leader, an artist, an entrepreneur, or a champion, has had to rise after a fall. They've had to rebuild their courage when fear took over. They had to stand up even when the ground beneath them felt unstable. Rising again doesn't mean pretending everything's fine, it means refusing to be defeated by what tried to break you. Whenever you fall, your mind presents you with a choice. One path says, stay down. Protect yourself. Give up. The other whispers, get up. Keep going. Your story isn't over. The easy path always leads to retreat. But the stronger path leads to resilience. And every time you choose to rise, you're defining the life you want to live, not one dictated by circumstances, but one shaped by character. There is no shame in falling. There is no shame in doubting. The shame only lies in refusing to fight back. Every fall is a question: how much do you really want this? If you're serious about creating the life you dream of, you must learn to get up again and again. Even when you're tired. Even when you feel lost. Even when you're unsure of the next step. Clarity isn't always immediate. Strength isn't always obvious. Sometimes you build both by showing up despite the confusion. The people you admire? They've stumbled too. They've faced days when they wanted to disappear, when nothing made sense. But they rose anyway, slowly, painfully, but consistently. One step at a time, they return to purpose, power, and progress. There will be moments when the fall feels heavier than expected. That's not the time to abandon your dream. That's the time to dig deeper. Wipe off the dust. Recalibrate. Take the next step, even if you're limping. Rising doesn't mean you're untouched by pain. It means you refuse to be destroyed by it. It means building new dreams from broken pieces. It means standing in the wreckage of what you thought would work and deciding to try again anyway. You don't need to be fearless.